You think you know yourself. You think you understand the line between empathy and indifference. But there is a test, a quiet, invisible test, that most people fail without ever realizing they were being judged. It is called the empathy test, and if you fail it, you might be closer to a psychopath than you ever imagined. This is not about being a monster. This is not about being a serial killer or some Hollywood villain. This is about something far more common, something that hides in plain sight, something that walks among us every single day, wearing the mask of normalcy. Psychopathy exists on a spectrum. Most psychopaths are not locked away in prisons. They are sitting next to you at work. They are dating your friends. They are running companies, leading teams, and yes, they might even be you. The difference between a psychopath and a normal person is not intelligence. It is not ambition. It is not even cruelty. The difference is empathy. Or rather, the lack of it. Empathy is the invisible glue that holds society together. It is what makes you hesitate before you hurt someone. It is what makes you feel sick when you see someone in pain. It is the reason you care about strangers, the reason you donate to causes, the reason you cry at movies. But what if that glue is missing? What if you have learned to fake it so well that even you do not realize it is gone? The empathy test is simple. It does not happen in a lab. It happens in real life, in small moments that reveal who you truly are when no one is watching. Here is the first question. When someone tells you about their pain, do you feel it, or do you simply process it? Normal people feel the weight of someone else's suffering. Their chest tightens, their mood shifts. They imagine themselves in that situation, and it hurts. But a psychopath does not feel that weight. They hear the words, they understand the situation, they might even say the right things, but inside there is nothing, just cold calculation, just empty space where the feeling should be. This is why psychopaths are so good at manipulation. They are not distracted by guilt. They are not slowed down by compassion. They see people as tools, as obstacles, as opportunities. And because they can mimic empathy perfectly, you never see it coming. You think you would know. You think you would sense the emptiness. But you would not, because they have been practicing their entire lives. Here is the second question. Do you feel remorse when you hurt someone, or do you just regret the consequences? This is the key distinction. Normal people feel bad because they caused pain. Psychopaths feel bad because they got caught. They regret the outcome, not the action. They wish they had been smarter, more careful, more strategic, but they do not wish they had been kinder. This is why apologies from psychopaths always feel hollow. The words are there. The tone might even sound sincere, but something is missing. You cannot quite name it, but you feel it. It is the absence of true remorse. It is the performance of an emotion they do not possess. And here is the terrifying part. Some of you reading this right now are realizing that you have never truly felt remorse. You have felt inconvenience. You have felt frustration. You have felt the sting of being caught. But you have never felt the deep gut-wrenching guilt that comes from knowing you hurt someone. If that is you, you need to sit with that realization, because it means something. Here is the third question. Can you love, or do you just enjoy the benefits of connection? Psychopaths do not bond the way normal people do. They do not feel love as a warm, selfless emotion. They feel attachment. Sure, they feel possessiveness. They feel the comfort of having someone around. But they do not feel the deep, irrational love that makes people sacrifice for each other. This is why psychopaths often have shallow relationships. They move through people quickly. They discard partners without looking back. They do not miss people in the way you or I might miss someone. They miss what that person provided. The attention, the validation, the utility. And if you have ever left a relationship without feeling anything, if you have ever wondered why everyone else seems so broken up about breakups while you just move on, you might want to ask yourself why. Now, here is where this gets complicated. Not everyone who lacks empathy is a psychopath. Trauma can shut down empathy. Depression can numb you to the feelings of others. Burnout can make you too exhausted to care. Sometimes, the absence of empathy is a defense mechanism, not a personality disorder. But there is a difference. If you want to feel empathy but cannot, that is trauma. If you do not care whether you feel it or not, that is psychopathy. The desire to connect, the desire to care, the guilt over not caring enough, that is what separates someone who is broken from someone who is never whole to begin with. So how do you know if you are a hidden psychopath? You take the test. Not a written test. Not some online quiz. You take the test in your daily life. Watch yourself. When someone cries in front of you, what do you feel? When you see a homeless person on the street, what goes through your mind? When you lie to someone who trusts you, what happens in your chest? If the answer is nothing, if you feel emptiness where others feel emotion, you need to face that truth, because ignoring it does not make it go away. It just makes you more dangerous. But here is the twist. Some of the most empathetic people in the world think they are psychopaths. They overthink every interaction. They worry that they are not feeling enough. They question whether their emotions are real. And that very act of questioning, that fear of being hollow, is proof that they are not. Psychopaths do not worry about being psychopaths. They do not care. They do not spend nights wondering if they are broken. They just are, and they are fine with it. So if you are reading this and you are terrified that you might be a psychopath, congratulations, you are probably not. That fear, that anxiety, that desperate need to be good, that is empathy. Twisted, anxious, neurotic empathy, but empathy nonetheless. But if you are reading this and you feel nothing, if you are just curious, if you are analyzing this like a case study, then maybe, just maybe, you need to look deeper. Because the scariest psychopaths are not the ones who know they are broken. They are the ones who think they are normal. The ones who have convinced themselves that everyone else is just pretending to care. The ones who believe that empathy is a weakness, a lie, a game that only fools play. And maybe they are right. Maybe empathy is inefficient. Maybe caring about strangers is irrational. Maybe love is just chemicals and conditioning. But here is what they will never understand. Empathy is not about logic, it is about being human. It is about feeling the weight of existence, the pain of others, the shared burden of being alive. Without it, you are not stronger. You are not smarter, you are not free. You are just alone, and you always will be.